Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the start of week number 4 for the ALTTPR League season. Already hitting the halfway point, which is crazy how fast this goes. We're kicking off the week with influ keys. We'll talk about that as we get going. I'm Fear Agent, and joined with me in the booth is the one and the only, the biggest Bears fan in the world, who's not sweating anything right now as free agency opens a couple hours ago. Mughal Charm. Mughal, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
As far as Seahawks go, I'm a little sweating, but for this race, I'm actually really looking forward to this. Influ keys is something that honestly I don't think I've played in maybe 4 or 5 years. I know there was a inverted tournament recently that my teammate Jamo got second place in. Just a quick humble brag there, real quick. But so, what do you know about influ keys, and what can you tell me about it?
So this was run in the main tournament a couple years ago, I believe, and we've run it in Survivors. It's basically inverted, probably the best inverted mode in my opinion, but it has a flute start. So you're probably going to see people fluting directly to the Mire area. Those 2 free chests. Yep. And it's key sanity, but it's not 80 keys, so you still only need to do the 7 crystals and then climb GT. Hopefully the big key's not too hard to find, and then kill Ganon.
Okay, so we need Bombas for Mire. So we need to figure out the 7 crystals, right?
Yep.
Then we need the keys and the items for it. That's basically it. And then everything's backwards. Getting bombs is nice, right? Because now you can do Hype Cave.
Yep. Yeah, the starts are usually pretty linear because you're hunting for bombs. You usually go to Skullwoods for that, but it's nice that these guys got bombs already. And then money. You want to try and get at least a 20 so you can go do the arrow game and farm up some rupees for the dig game and stuff like that.
So let's see what Hype Cave has. I mean, inverted is always interesting. Oh, there's Hammer. That's nice. And our probers are we're gonna get immediate light world access.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Close.
So I wonder if people be going north. You kind of don't want to do that probably with you can't get the catfish just yet. Okay. We don't have the glove yet. All right, we're going left. That makes sense. So there's not a lot for these guys to do, right? I'm surprised they're doing this.
Pod, I guess, is technical, but with keys and no bow, it's obviously a little bit worse to go. And no money, right? I guess there's that. You can always go up to the mountain. I think that's a possibility.
Nice 20. Look at that.
Oh, that allows you to now farm up money, right? To go to the arrow game.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm slightly surprised they walked all the way to Stumpy, only because you see how Drac just fluted right to Thieves Town. You get 4 free chests, and you can always get to Dig Game and Stumpy from the village. You know, it worked out for Ravis anyway. He's gonna be able to farm up some rupees
until Drac opens 300 right here in Thieves Town.
Right.
Waste all that time.
Yeah. You were asking about the mountain earlier. I think usually people are trying to put off the mountain.
Sorry.
Nice boots. Yeah. No, they're trying to put off the mountain as long as possible because you kind of get stuck rescuing the old man, and that takes forever. I know people like Eastern big key chests. They're just not going to do it. Until I absolutely have to.
Early boots is super nice for the runners. It's not going to be too much of a difference for Ravis and Drac. Ravis will get here really quickly. Ooh, both
and the
foot items.
Yeah. See, the one thing about boots to be aware of is that they don't have a sword, right? So
right.
In the dark world, everything hits real hard, right?
Yeah. So in my team channel, I'm not playing this week. I don't play enough inverted.
Lucky you.
To know any of this. But there was a pretty lengthy discussion. Oh, the fire rod, geez. A pretty lengthy discussion about whether or not you save the old man, like just how much time it wastes.
Yeah, I know Homemade Beer's on your team, right? We were teammates last year, and I can pretty confidently say I think he's very against rescuing the old man.
Yeah. Okay, so got a nice starter package. I think the question that I always had in Inverted is where, like, let's say they find the glove here shortly, which I imagine they will, because it just opens up so much of the game. Is like, where do you start in the light world? There's just so many possibilities.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a real right answer. I think a lot of people just immediately beeline to CAC, you know, like the portal north of here, for example, because it's the most dense option. I personally kind of like the start where you're near Link's house, because you can kind of spiral your way into CAC and hit everything on the way, where you're getting like the castle, you're getting Sanctuary out of the way, and then you can kind of do CAC south, so you're not really missing anything. What you'll probably end up seeing though is like people just last locating the eastern area.
Yeah,
Sucks to get to. You don't want to go there unless you have the bow and stuff like that.
right. Yeah.
So
we haven't mentioned who our runners are. We've got Drac on the left representing Phendrana Drifters. He's new to the team this year. This is a former league. The team is a former league champion. I think they won season 3 with Frostbite, Jet, and Megawatt. Last year they had wall kicks in Frostbite's place, and this year they replaced wall kicks with Drac. Long time runner who's I'm always glad when he comes and plays the game. Like, he's just really good, and you know, has stints where he's not playing the game. So
yeah, I mean, I signed up for this thing because I'm like, it's Ravis and Drac, like two of the most. They're like long-standing community members. Both are amazing runners. Ravis just won the German title last year, I think it was, and you know, like you said, Drac's been around for a really long time and is on a great team along with Ravis. So yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, Team Hime is one of those teams where I'm always predicting them to do really well, and a lot of times they just run into some really bad luck. I mean, that's kind of Ravis's MO, is just running into some really bad luck. Really strong runner, but just has some times where things just don't go his way, and that's kind of the randomizer itself. But with Tusi and Kermit, like, just a bunch of really good guys.
Yeah,
big fan of Team Hime, and big fan of Drac too. So this will be fun. So Drac is taking the time to rescue the old man, and if he dies in here, that would also be really bad. That's a pretty big time loss.
Yeah.
Whereas that death that Ravis just won't be too much of a big time loss, but never something that you want to do early. And there it is. Do the bats do like more damage in the Dark World?
They do. Okay. They do. They'll do 2 hearts. Ravis getting grabbed by the Wallmaster.
Gosh, just having a heck of a time.
You know, one of the things about that death from Ravis is that he used a fire rod shot, so now he's only got the 1 pot. Okay, all right. So he's.
But he's still half a heart. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Everything's almost like 1 or 2 shots. So.
Yeah. Is this?
Oh man.
Oh, again. Wow. Ravis spending as much time in this room as Drac is doing old man.
And the thing is, like, the check that he's doing is fully in logic, right? Like, these.
Yes.
The Drac's check is not in logic without the lamp. Gosh, Ravis is. When I talk about bad luck, this is what I'm talking about.
I mean, he's committed though now, right? Like, you can't spend 2 minutes doing this and then not check this check. I was gonna say, it feels like the seat's screaming Ice Palace.
Oh, I see.
But
yeah, with that.
With the fire rod, the flippers.
I hope a Gibdo isn't right here. Okay, good. Because there's times where you just get there and the Gibdo's just in the door and you're kind of screwed. So.
With no sword, you can't do anything about it.
And he gets a shield for his troubles. Gonna pick up the full magic. I didn't see what Drac got from the old man.
I don't think it was anything. Maybe not even a key. So.
Shoutouts to our tracker, by the way, Pichu doing the tracking. Always appreciate when we have a tracker. SG's, added the cool feature where we can just capture their trackers. Makes it so we can get more restreams. It's awesome. But when we can get an actual live tracker and someone as awesome as Pichu, it always feels pretty good. So huge shoutouts to Pichu for doing the tracking for this today.
Yeah, and you were talking about the inverted tournament. I believe that was Pichu's.
Oh yeah. So she won't have any of the inverted besmirching in chat today. So.
Yeah, it's a big inverted.
Or
fan,
from
I'm
comms.
sure.
Yeah, she's already giving me flack. So. All right, so Jack even took the time to check Spec Rock, which again, they got the boots, but it's just such a slow check. Nothing there. Back up on the Dark World. So that looks like Ganon's Tower, but guess what? Not Ganon's Tower. Gotcha. It's actually Aga Tower.
Yeah, and doing this with no keys, so he's only going to be able to get the one chest. And that's why the mountain, like, kind of sucks, right? Like, he can run over to do the first chest of Hookshot Cave and Logic. I don't know if he can hover. I don't think so. But, you know, basically Super Bunny, that first chest in Hookshot Cave, and then the first chest here. So he's still going to be isolating things, potentially. And that was after a couple minutes spent rescuing the old man. So, you know, you guys are talking about your team chat. I could see why it's a hot button topic. Meanwhile, Ravis going into ice.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, this is scary. I mean, 4 hearts, a hammer. Again, it's just everything is brutal in here. Oh, getting past those Lionels also brutal. This
Yes.
is the joys of watching inverted. Just watching this kind of stuff. Each one of these deaths are so tilting, and it's like, how do you manage staying calm? Because we're only 10 minutes in, right? But you're losing a bunch of time to things like climbing the mountain and then dying to the Lionels. You're in Ice Palace. How far did an Ice Palace do you get before you know take an accidental death? Yeah, super tilting. So how much of ice is in Logic without any keys?
So it would be the first chest that he just did. That was the map chest, right? Or no, compass chest, excuse me. And then Ice Tea and Freezor Room. I think those 3 would be it.
Okay.
Because with
So
no
2 more checks
you wouldn't
here,
have
right?
access to the right side. Yes. And the
2 more checks here.
Pod.
Okay, yeah. There's the bow. Okay. So that's 2 checks. So that's 3 total checks in Logic. Oh no, how many with the hammer? Is that 5?
With the hammer,
checks?
it would be 5, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because he wouldn't be able to do the big key chest, but he'll be able to loop around and get the Stalfos drop down. And then, by the way, nice hammer dash from Ravis. So I was actually going to say that,
but
with no sword?
That's not the question. Why do this? That's my question.
Yeah,
right?
like you should not hit the pegs. He's not going to fight Cold Stare.
Yeah, because if he gets the glove here, are you really going to fight Cold Stare? I don't know, man. Like,
it's almost like if you're there, you might as well try. But yeah,
I don't know.
This is going to be a rough room too, because he's going to have to hit the 2 bombs perfectly and then bonk over the. Oh no, that's it. Oh my god,
he got it.
Oh my
gosh. I swear he was not getting that. That's crazy.
That had to have been some pixel perfect BS. I have no idea how he didn't die.
That was hilarious. All right, drag in the Skull Woods. I don't think there really was anything here. Maybe a heart container or something. Oh, really looking for a refill there.
Now Raiders is gonna have to take the long way.
Yeah, I really honestly don't understand hitting the switch there. Drax's gonna need some money if he's gonna head over to Pod though. He's only got 36 rupees, so hopefully he remembers. You drop in and get the fairy here? No. I guess there's a couple of hearts here you can pick up in the pots.
There are, yeah.
You just gotta be careful through here.
Yep. Because those, I don't know what they're called, but those guys take 2 hearts of damage. And if he gets pinned by the, oh my god, sorry.
I know, it's super crazy, stressful.
Yeah, that's the hard part about inverted, right? Like sometimes you get stuck going to Moth, like the game wants you to go there with no help. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it wants you to dip Ice Palace with 4 hearts and no sword.
And there's the hook shot. Oh boy! So now that actually puts the part of the right side in the Logic, right?
It does, yeah. Actually, all of it? No, he doesn't have a glove, so he can't.
Yeah,
he can't get everything. I forgot about that. But yeah, he'll be able to get 1 more chest.
Oh, here's the check that Ravis didn't do. Is he didn't do the bridge check, which sucks because you only want to make one trip back here when you can. But this under the bridge chest is actually in logic too. So
yeah, I feel like you got to save and quit from here.
Oh, that's Samaria. Wow. Oh boy.
So it sucks, but it doesn't hurt Ravis just yet.
It makes ice a little bit quicker.
Well, but without a key, he can't.
Oh, right.
Can't really get too far.
Yeah.
He can get that one chest and then just immediately go, push the blocks to get back to go let's say the normal route without the cane. But
okay, so with hookshot, we have a bunch of stuff on the mountain we can get. Right, we can get hookshot cave. Right. Yep. That's obvious. But we can go in the light world now, and we can go across to Paradox and get Paradox, which is 7 checks, and then we can get into Hera with the hammer. So there's a couple more checks there. You could finish it with the hook shot.
Yeah, and notice Ravis didn't save the old man. I don't know if he would normally do that, if he was just like upset about those Gibdo deaths earlier. And
yeah,
well, I'm skipping it. But
I mean, it is 1 check. It just really kind of sucks to go out of your way for it.
So long, yeah.
Yeah, Pichu, the inverted master, again, assuring us that we can't do hookshot cave. We need a glove for that. So
for hookshot, oh yes, for hookshot.
Gotta lift that rock. Yep. But still, Paradox is probably going to be our answer.
Ooh, okay. So Raven's going to miss out on that bow, going immediately into the light world.
Yeah, unless he finds the mirror over there, right? I think that's the hope.
Yes. So this has to be pod now for Drac, I would imagine.
He needs cash.
Yeah, well, he'll hit up the arrow game on the way to dig game and get some money. So that's probably why he's doing this route. Is there like usually?
No, he already did dig game. Yeah.
He did? Okay, yeah. So he
just left after there was like bombs or something. He didn't pick him up. And he looked for a little bit more cash, but didn't have it. So gonna farm up some rupees here. Let's see what Paradox has. There's a big key to Misery Mire. We don't have access without a sword and bombos for that. Is there certain dungeons in Inverted that you're hoping are pendants that you never have to go to when you're playing this mode?
Good question.
Like, TR doesn't feel as bad with the mirror, right? Like I feel like you can navigate it a little bit better.
Yeah, TR is actually like really easy to take care of when you can just get the laser bridge. And the only hard part about, or not hard, but upsetting part about it is that like you're constantly mirroring to do like the Mimic Cave stuff and
yeah,
Arrow Cave. And
it's slow.
Yeah, routing the mountain really does suck, but with the mirror at least it's a little bit better. I would say Eastern actually is probably the one where I just don't want to touch it. It's too far out of the way, and if it's a pendant, I'm probably never going there until
Rhea was having a hell of a time with that bomb jump. Just twice wasn't able to get to work without a sword. I was thinking about desert too, right? Because it is hard required by the book. Not the worst dungeon, but just having the book requirement now. So I feel like makes it a dungeon that I'm hoping is just dependent and never have to go to.
Yeah, that would be the other one I would speak to. It's funny though, like all the light world dungeons are kind of like that because Hera's not fun to get to either.
Yeah, but Ravis is gonna get there now, right? Like that's a nice thing, and unless something's in the big chest or the basement, I think he'll be fine never coming back to Hera.
That's the thing, right? Like you get a big key a little bit later and you're like, well, that's never ever getting checked.
Yeah. So we'll be able to kill Moldorms since we've got the hook shot and the hammer. Is pod going to be the answer? Where's our progression? There's a small key to pod.
That doesn't do anything logically.
Yeah.
For us.
Mire small there.
Get bombos, come on.
Yeah. There's a 300, so we got a little cash now. There's the other cane.
Like the worst possible thing in the world would be a lamp.
There's the
available
one castle
Bombo.
tower key we just found.
Yep. That now he can't get to until he saves and quits and runs back up there.
Oh, the other bow is in pod. Wow.
Man, I was gonna say, you know, like for SG chat, Twitch chat, that something required on Vidi early would be nice, but
yeah,
Silvers makes it.
Now Silvers, yeah. And if it's required, then they'll find the lamp too, right? So that's not an issue, like trying to get through there.
Right.
So where's our progression? What do we have left? Catfish is not a thing. We got
There's pyramid.
Spiral. No, we saw pyramid from Drac. There's nothing there.
Okay. Then second chest to Castle Tower, but we need the lamp for that.
The lamps, yeah, locks that. So we got Spiral Cave. Oh, and Mimic Cave, which you can drop down to. That also sucks because you have to choose one and then drop down and do the other one and kind of go back around.
Yeah. At least Ravis is already in the light world. Like, it's not...
Sure.
It sucks, but it's not as bad.
Which one are you doing, Spiral or Mimic first?
Spiral, because it's right here. But Ravis will prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's just longer, right? Especially without a sword. You can't just dash through it. All right, is our answer here? I hope it's not just the glove. It's not here. That's the fun thing about watching these inverted races is making people squirm, man. It's like having to do stuff that's really sucks.
Well, so you're the creator of the league. Didn't you do the Randomizer?
Yeah, totally.
On purpose, just to make people squirm?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it gave them boots and no sword, and randomized the enemies. All right, so there's the Swamp Small. Okay. That's information. That's locked by the glove, at least, right? You need the glove for that.
Yeah, we can't do anything.
All right, so pay attention to Ravis' screen because some sort of progression has to be here, unless we've missed something. Drac on his way to get his hook shot, as long as he can survive. I mean, have a heart, scary. I'd almost die and reset. There's the glove. Okay, so that opens up all of the light worlds. So now it's just like, all right, go to the most dense locations. So the big thing is, and it's not too big, is Ravis missing out on Samaria, right? Like he doesn't have Samaria, but he's just a sword away from killing Moth. The unfortunate thing would be for Ravis is if Moth is a pendant and he just never goes back there. Be missing out on Samaria. And then, of course, that Swamp Small being on the right side of ice. When does he go back for that? If ever.
Yeah, if that turns out to be a pendant, then that could be a little while.
All right, so with that glove, you can now check Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. There are some things that could bail out Ravis in terms of that Samaria. Like, if he gets a mirror, you know, and then let's say sometime soon, and he's in the Lost Woods checking those two chests, or the checks that you can just mirror and do Scope Woods right away. Ooh, that book is nice.
Yeah. Desert doesn't seem so bad now. So he will get his bow. Pod had nothing really, so probably wait for a couple more pod keys and big key.
Yeah. When you have the light world available and only 2 pod keys, there's no reason to go there.
All right, so Drac on his way. He's gonna go. He's gonna go up the mountain, and we'll eventually get to that glove, but. In the meantime, Ravis is going to head into the light world, and we're going to get some new checks here.
Yeah, and I like to start here from Ravis with that book, because he can like route it so that he ends in the desert area now, and check that while he's there.
Okay.
So yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about in terms of like spiraling your way around. Like he can kind of hit up all this stuff and then, you know, do like the Northlight world into Kakariko and then probably finish going into the desert. So there won't be too many surprises from a routing perspective, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll just be collecting items for the next 15 minutes.
So we are in a defeat Ganon mode, right? So we do need the GT big.
We do.
Okay. So yeah, just trying to piece it all together.
Yeah, I think what, you know, it'll be very similar to like a regular seed where if they hit GT mode, quote unquote, where they're just missing like a big key, for example, for GT, like
then you just rush it.
Yes, yeah, you're only checking stuff on the way, and you're just gonna rush GT.
So getting the mail upgrade, a heart container, so a little bit of safety here for Ravis. Is he going to Ice Rod Cave? Because I feel like that's one of the worst checks in this mode, just because you can't flute over there, right?
Well, I would say the one good thing about Ice Rod Cave is that there's the whirlpool there. So what he can do is he can do Ice Rod Cave, take the whirlpool over to the Northlight World area, and then it actually kind of routes a little nicely that way.
Is there any thought of going into just doing the water checks since they do have the flippers instead?
Yeah, I mean he can do something like Hobo and then do that. I don't know. Checking Zora feels so bad because you're ending your route there, saving and quitting more than likely, and then maybe he'll route to.
I see. Yeah.
Maybe then he'll like save and quit and just do the Kakariko stuff. But
the mirror is super OP in this mode, right?
Yes, it's very helpful. Because if he has mirror, then he can just go up to Zora, mirror, check Catfish real quick. Probably not even save and quit, come back. You know. But we don't have that yet, so. So Drax a few minutes behind. Ravis.
Yeah, I mean he's been into pod, right? I think he's got a couple other checks. He went to the back of Skullwood, so
yeah.
It's, you know, technically he's following Ravis at this point. He's last location in that glove, but he has, you know, a couple advantages. Still plenty of time for things to fall his way. Key here. So we see Ether on Ice Rod Cave. Well, what's interesting about that is we don't really need it for TR for the most part if you find the mirror, unless the mirror's in there, right? Like there's other ways to get through Turtle Rock, so you might not even open the front of Turtle Rock using that medallion.
Yeah, that's true. You know, now that Draclo has the cane, he can easily open it, and there's 3 checks logically available to him now. After he does that stuff, obviously, but ooh, gets knocked down by Boulder. So yeah, you probably wouldn't like necessarily need it until you're gonna beat the boss, because then you get spit out in the front and you can just hop right back in. You can also route it from the back, just like you would in Cross Keys. All right, and Drac gets his crystal.
Sorry, where was the lamp?
No worries. The lamp was on Zora.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the Seahawks just signed Sam Darnold, so my phone is just started blowing up.
No worries. That was the thought, right? That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. 36 million per. Yeah, not too bad. I'll take it. Could be a lot worse. Yeah.
So Ravis hopping back in the same portal. Looks like he's going to do that castle. He'll probably just route the entire castle and like as if it was a standard mode, you know?
Yeah. Skullwoods is a crystal. That's good for Ravis. Ice is their other one. Yeah, Sam Darnold just signed a 3-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks. Sorry, that's not important to this race at all, but it's important to me. So. All right, so there's a big
So-
key, K45, which we don't need the mirror for since it is inverted, and it's the big key to Eastern. So that's fully clearable, right?
Yep. I mean, he'd really hope for a mirror so he can hop into pod at the same time, but I don't know when he's getting over there just yet. This is interesting. I don't really see people routing inverted from the south. Attack from the south, but
maybe he's kind of hoping for the mirror, like to do what you're talking about with Skullwoods. We haven't seen a sword yet. A bottle going into Kakariko is nice. All right, so we've got no way to do Smith Chain without the mirror or the mitts.
Yeah, unfortunately for us viewers, there's not going to be too much to opine on in terms of routing and stuff. It's
literally just
be like
open up everything.
Yep.
Open up all the stuff, and then where do we go from here? There's another pod key. Powder was nothing but a safety. I didn't see what old man or the uncle had, but I'm not seeing anything on the tracker. Again, shout outs to Pichu for doing the tracking. Oh, the other male. Got it. Again, shout outs to Pichu.
Yeah, especially because now these checks will be coming in fast and furious, and the two guys are in different spots. Which is not usual for inverted.
Hyrule Castle is interesting, right? Because you don't have the key, so only a certain amount of checks are technically in logic. It's slow. There's no mirror. Sick Kid just giving us some bombs. Yeah, I don't know how much I like doing this. I mean, you can do everything regardless of whether it's in logic, right? Like you can get to Dark Cross. And since we've got the glove, we can get into the back of the sewers, so.
Yeah. I mean, having the key would be nice because then he wouldn't have to death warp and do shenanigans, but.
Got money for the bottle vendor for just some arrows. There's a fairy. You don't want to grab that when you're setting up a death warp. There's a heart piece that you always worry about that. Into the well, we've got another heart piece. Mapped pod, okay. Cash and another big key. This one to pod. All right.
Pod. Yeah, it's good.
So unless he goes there with less than 5 keys, it'll probably just be a single dip for Ravis, which will save him some time. Got the shovel out of Zelda Cell.
Not in logic yet, but that'll be nice for
the routing. Yeah. I always find, I mean, we've got a couple big keys, but it always feels like Kakariko is just trash and inverted.
Yeah.
Almost feels like the GT feel of a regular mode, where it's just like they put all the trash there. So we know where the lamp is, the lamp being on Zora. So Dark Cross would be in logic. And maybe it is even with, I don't know what I'm so out of it. I don't know if Fire Rod does anything or not. Probably does.
Yeah, I would say with the advanced logic, I think this is in logic. I did believe the only time that doesn't work is with cross keys, but maybe Chad will correct us. Desert Small.
Also nice to have before you go into desert.
Yeah, we've got a book. We've got Desert Small.
Yeah. Mirror would be really nice. Oh, he's not checking the tablet either. So after this route, I imagine what he ends at an escape, right?
Yep.
Probably Eastern next. It's just a full clearable crystal dungeon. I think it's a crystal.
Maybe I would say whether it's a crystal or not, it's probably the best thing he's got to do. With the glove, he should actually probably do the front of the castle if he hasn't done that yet. I can't remember, but
No,
you could,
he hasn't done that.
yeah, there's that rock you could pick up just to the east side of that castle that you can route nicely to Eastern. So he may just do the castle into that. Okay, with Saha there, and then you got 6 checks in Eastern. Like, it's probably his best play.
There's no sword shenanigans. I'm not playing swordless, right? Influ Keys is not swordless, right?
Nope.
There's not like hard mode where there's only 3 swords placed or something. There's 4
okay,
out
so,
there.
So it looks like Ravis is going to run out of here because he didn't check Graveyard Ledge, which is available in this mode. There's a ladder that's put there by the devs to be able to get that check.
A mushroom, so I think that will continue his route, right? Go out of Leaf Sink, do Graveyard Ledge, and then just take it all the way over to the potion shop. So Drac gonna get Ether here, and just a map in the Sanctuary. I think he'll do Tomb Raider to get the King's Tomb. That's a possibility. All right, so Desert is our green pendant. Interesting. Do you know how to do Tomb Raider?
I learned it a long time ago. It's not that hard to do. I don't remember the exact setup right now because I haven't done it in forever. But if anyone knows how to do it, it's Ravis. With all his tutorials and such. Alright, we're skipping Tomb Raider, which I think getting the mushroom makes sense. Like, because this is super isolated.
And, yeah. Because he'd be locked out, right? Once you do it.
Yeah. Yep. Save and quit. Is it very possible he goes back to do it right now? Because that's pretty isolated. But
that's like one of the only checks that's actually locked by the mids, which you never really. I think he's probably just going to the castle from here or Eastern, right?
I would probably just go straight to the castle. It's on the way, and then he can run to Eastern afterwards. No, we're just going straight to Eastern.
All right, so he's not going to have to talk to Saha since he saw that the green pendant was desert. So skipping that, but we can do 3 checks here. $50, another bottle, and a map. Let's find something. I feel like we've done a million checks the last 10 minutes and found absolutely
I was literally about to say that.
What the heck?
We've gotten, what, a couple of small keys, maybe? That's about it. And a mushroom. So we'll find out here in a second what Eastern is, since he just got that map.
Okay, it is a crystal for Eastern, and there's the lamp for Drax. So let's see what he wants to do. I'm actually curious about Turtle Rock. We got 2 keys. I mean, no one's gonna rush it, right? You got a bunch of other stuff. We haven't seen the desert area either with the book from Ravis. There's the Thieves Town big. Okay.
Yeah, that key's nice. You do want the small key, though. It's not everything's in logic just yet. Trying to think about your Turtle Rock comment. It sucks to get to.
I know, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying it is like this is what you should do.
As far they're as running out.
Routing.
Yeah, outside of Eastern, like it starts to get like, oh man, there's not like these great checks that are left.
Gosh, good thing that we've got a Pichu as a tracker reminding us we don't have a sword to open it. We still don't have a sword for almost 40 minutes in. And we've done a lot of checks. It's not like we haven't skipped a bunch. There's just where is everything? Where's our swords?
And by the way, 2 big keys here. Both routing Kakariko from the south, so what do I know?
Yeah. washed.
I know.
People.
that's definitely true.
All right, so we got the Skullwoods big and the Thieves Town big here in Eastern. Got a couple more checks, and then Ravis will pick up his second crystal. They're really lucky that they got those boots early, because walking through inverted without those boots, I mean, that's how I play most of the games that I play.
Yeah,
it's awful. It's because you don't have the flute for the light world, right? You can't flute around as quickly as you could in the normal game.
Yeah, it would definitely be a feels bad now. Key to GT.
That's right. Number 2 for Ravis, looks like.
So, like, I mean, he found a couple of big keys, but they don't really open a ton. It's not like his like choices are getting that much better.
Yeah.
I suppose you go back to do Thieves and the big chest of Skullwoods, but again, it's not all in logic in Thieves Town. Yeah, you're just kind of stuck with a bunch of like weird options right now.
Yeah, we can't get into Mire. I think Desert's not bad. There is a small key, right? So that's 4 checks. Plus a Gina, that's 5. Plus the ledge.
Spooky there. Yeah. I was gonna say that like Pod might not be the worst thing in the world for him.
With 2 keys, I'd want at least one more, right?
Yeah,
that way
it would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you could leave you know, the 6 locked key spots, you know.
Yeah. Another Turtle Rock key.
All right, there's the crystal number 2. So still trying to figure out what our pendant and crystals are. Let's going to save and quit from Ravis. Let's see where he wants to take this. Drax is just basically going to be following in his shoes from here. Last location, those mitts was just with the gloves was just real bad for him. All right, there's information. Ice, swamp, mire are all crystals. Yeah.
Is that everything then? Were there 5 crystals that we just saw?
There was 5, yeah. And then Eastern era.
That's all of them.
So that means what? Mire? No, wait. Turtle Rock, Thieves Town, our pendants with Desert.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that Thieves Town big doesn't seem as good as it did the past. We're still looking for that GT big. That's always going to be out there. Are you less or more likely to do Thieves Town now that you know that it's a pendant?
It's a pendant and on the small key? Like,
yeah. Does that change at all?
Yeah, I'm not going there.
There's our ice rod with our pendant Turtle Rock, which we can't even get into yet. All right, so we've got 4 checks inside the dungeon that we can do here. We'll grab the ice rod and then we can do it again. Really looking for there's the big key to Hera.
Oh no. Such a bad big key.
A sword would be really good. The mirror would be really good.
Anything, Fear. And we haven't seen anything. Anything would be really good right now.
We know where the swamp small is. I'm trying to just figure out what we need. We need bombos from Mire. A sword gives us Skullwoods. A mirror gives us swamp. And then we're just looking for the GT big key?
I think so.
Yeah. Those are Sword, Mirror, Bombos, GT Big. That's between the two runners. Like, Ravis still needs to find Swamp Small and Kane, but we know where they're at.
Yeah, and Ice Palace being a crystal is nice for him because he won't be missing that Swamp Small.
Oh yeah, I forgot Graveyard Ledge is checkable here as well, so add an extra check to that. Just $20. Where's everything, Google? Where's it all at? Ravis go to the castle next?
Probably. It's like the densest thing that he can fully clear. Like, what do we have? The second chest of Castle Tower still, right? Without lamp.
Right, that's in logic, yeah.
Like maybe there's a sword there that gets you into Turtle Rock, and that's the... Because they have a lot of Turtle Rock stuff. I don't know exactly how much of that's in logic with the 3 keys.
Yeah.
I guess the only way in right now without a mirror would be from the front, so it would be up to the big chest. Which
yeah, Ravis is heading to pod, and Justin Fields just signed with the Jets, by the way. So
Adam Schefter here on the broadcast.
Yeah, hold on, let me check my phone. Double check. Yeah, he just signed with the Jets.
Can't say that's an upgrade over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
but that's for
it's a loss for the Steelers too. We just got DK Metcalf.
Yeah. People are saying Rodgers to Steelers, by the way.
Yeah.
Not like done, but
yeah, it seems like it with Seattle and the New York both off the table. Oh, well, the Jets were already off the table for him, but there's also the Giants possibility.
So the question, if you're Ravis, do you kill the boss here knowing it's a crystal, or do you like do the back?
I would do the back just because, again, it's locked. You're 1 key away from unlocking a bunch of stuff in the back, and you're a bunch of keys away from the boss. So I don't know.
But he's done Eastern, like, to come back here just for the boss. I mean, it's not like he's got a flute he can get here.
Yeah.
Like too long, but
Drax interesting because it looks like he's got 1 more key, so he has less of a decision to make. He'll be able to do all of it without.
Yeah.
So Ravis is either going to do the back and leave the boss, or he's going to do the boss, or he's going to make extra trips, which I think is the worst idea of all of them. I guess you could just, isolate the front, right? The front is actually in logic with just the 1 key.
This is the only thing in logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's second key to castles. Oh no, the first one. That's right. Drac got that one earlier. So now that Drac is clearing Eastern, he'll get that 3rd TR key, and I wonder if that's where his next play is.
Did we see what was on Lumberjack, by the way?
Yeah, it was like 10 arrows or something.
Oh, okay. So that's not a thing. And so Ravis has got the 1 key and he's going to the back. I imagine. Oh, there's the mirror. All right. It's good that he didn't go immediately to the boss. Or maybe he does now. I don't know. Skips out the front stuff. That would be rough. I mean, he's skipping out on the silvers. If he does that. And because he's never coming back if he doesn't have to, right?
No. I mean, it would be the right play for him. Missing out silvers is one thing, but you don't really need them to finish the game.
Ice small? Is there any incentive to just go do ice even without the cane if you're Ravis? Quake is nothing.
You know, actually, that's probably the next play. He'll have to get a blue goo for sure.
Ravis is going around again. I
you
guess
love this, don't you?
This is just to, I guess, make it so he's never coming back.
Yeah.
But again, are you going to now isolate everything in the front? Or are you going to take another trip around? Because the stuff in the front, at least 2 of the items are in logic, right? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, he got this stuff in the front, I believe.
Oh, he did? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I think he's going to isolate just the 60 chests.
Well, where were the silvers?
One more.
Where are the silvers?
He didn't drop down then?
Yeah, now that we have he didn't drop down. Okay. So he is gonna miss out on the silvers then.
Which is weird because he went right side again and he got that one chest. Oh, he bonked to get the chest and then he went back north. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way if you're routing it this way with just the 2 keys, you're gonna isolate something. And unfortunately for him, it's like one of the, besides the mirror, getting the mirror was obviously huge, but the silvers could play a factor in the end game because Drake's not too far behind, and we're still without a sword. So if he goes into, if we go, if we only find 2 swords and we're Master Sword Silverless versus Master Sword with silvers, it's a pretty big time save for Drake. So the Darnold deal was for 100.5 million. So that's a hell of a deal for the Seahawks. They're not overcommitting for 3 years.
It's the same as Mayfield got a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's not bad. You're not risking your future for that. So. All right, Helmasaur.
If you're Drac, do you do Ice Palace soon? Okay, he's going
probably. So he's not doing pod because he's already been in pod. Unfortunately for him, he's not getting that mirror. So
yeah, he's saying those TR keys must mean something. He'll get this second chest at Castle Tower too, I think.
But he can't get into Turtle Rock without a sword or.
Oh, no sword. That's right.
Or the mirror. So not sure what he's doing. Oh, he hasn't done Hookshot Cave yet. Yeah. So Heart Container on Helmasaur. That gets Ravis up to 12. More importantly, gets that crystal, and the mirror is huge. So this says ice to me. He was gonna go get a potion.
Yep, I believe there's a blue goo just north of Ice Palace.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy mistake to make. All right. So we are looking for, between the 2 runners, what? We need the GT Big and some swords?
Yes, that's it.
Because once
clear every crystal.
Yeah, so as long as Ravis doesn't skip the right side, which I don't think. I mean, Ravis is an aggressive runner. That's Team Hime is known for being pretty aggressive.
That seems overly aggressive for no reason.
Yeah, if he does, he's gonna lose this race because that's where the Swamp Small is.
Yeah.
Second
yeah,
chest
and he has a key. So you have a key. It's like pretty easy to open that door. I can't see him skipping it. Is it Spike Cave from Drac? Why did we Death Warp out? Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Although Ravens is having a time with this room.
Yes, he is. Just a compass and spike hit. All right, this isn't one of those rooms where you need the sword, but you know,
it makes it way easier. Catfish. We haven't seen this.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So he's really looking for some direction, you know? It's like, I've got the Thieves Bag, but it's a pendant. I don't have the small key. I don't have the Ice Bag, so can't fully clear ice. Can't get into Turtle Rock.
The problem with Pod is he's already been there, right? So in the back, it only unlocks. Oh, there's a big key.
Oh, but it can't be.
Oh no! That's
we're
sword
huge.
mode. We're sword mode, chat.
That's
really bad for Ravis, right?
Yeah. Because he can now clear swamp. Well, no, he will after this. He'll go to swamp next. And what do we need from Meyer? Oh, we need Bombos still. Okay.
Oh, Bombos.
So we're not quite go mode just yet. But presumably it's just sitting there in Swamp Palace.
Drac really needs to get to Pod though to get that big key. Or excuse me, get the mirror, because that unlocks basically the rest of the seat, it feels like.
Yeah, unfortunately he's not going to get another key.
I know, he's waiting for at least one more key so you don't leave Harmless Hellway, but I don't think whether or not Catfish is fast or not is the argument here. I think at this point, when is Ravis gonna do the one-off check of Catfish?
Yeah,
I think he's got so much to do
to be clear.
Yeah.
And if you're in GT mode, like, am I doing Catfish or am I doing
GT?
It's like
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that you'll probably see people do is grab the big bomb on the way to the castle when they have the mirror, right? Because it's an easy check to take care of, and it's on the way. But yeah, Catfish.
But that's a route you're already taking. So
yes, exactly. It's on the way.
Yeah.
It just takes a mirror.
So Swamp Small for Ravis means that's his next spot, because it is a crystal and he can full clear it except for the big chest, and probably skip left side because that's what you do. And that's where our first sword will probably be, because that's what this game is. All right, Drac gonna pick up his ice rod, and then whatever trash was over by Gina and Checkerboard Cave. And now we get a swordless. I mean, he's got red and blue mail, so he should be all right.
Who would have thought we'd be fighting Cold Stare with no sword at an hour in?
I know. It's so funny. They got those boots like 4 minutes into, and now here we are.
By the way, great start from Ravis with the hammer hits there.
Yeah.
That was a perfect fight.
Taking advantage of that blue goo and getting off all those shots. Just 300 from Ice Rod, but that's 4 crystals now for Ravis to Drac's 2. And Drac's going to be, unfortunately, just kind of last location in his progression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see where Ravis wants to head. And not surprisingly, going to 4. This looks like a swamp dip. So that will again give him crystal number 5. He's a sword away from Skull Woods, which will get him Samaria, which I think is good, right? Because you don't want to get Bombos first. Well, you can't do anything with get into Meyer, right, without a sword anyways. So I imagine he'll do Skull Woods once he finds that sword before going into Meyer.
Yeah, for sure, with 12 hearts, but then he's got the hammer.
Like say he finds a sword in Bombos in here, right? So he's can do everything. He can do Skullwoods and Mire. You do Skullwoods before you go to Mire, so I don't think there's an issue of him skipping out on Samaria. The real question is, when is he going to do Catfish? That's the big question. He's got a lead on Drac. He's got time, but he's probably going to clear out GT. Meanwhile, Drac is in pod, going to do the boss first, which is fine, and then head to the back and get his mirror. We haven't seen any of Turtle Rock. There's stuff that could be in there. Swamp might just be empty. As far as chat,
basically, I was gonna say, if you're rooting for Ravis, you want him to do the big bomb turn in potentially and Catfish before going up to Turtle Rock, where his bombos would be waiting. Like, that's best case scenario for him to get that big key. Assuming those things are in those locations.
Yeah. Ravis doing left side first. Okay, I think with the fact that he's still swordless and you know, medallions can basically be anywhere, it's like, let's just get it done.
Yeah, he still needs like what, 4 things to beat this seed at least. You need a cane, you need a bombos, you need a couple swords, and a GT big, so 5. Yeah, this makes all the sense in the world.
Looks like the Justin Fields contract was a 2-year, $40 million deal, $30 million guaranteed.
What?
So,
oh my god, I'm sorry, that's awful. As a former Bears fan, I can't stomach paying Justin Fields $20 million a year. It's insane. NFL Live on SpeedGaming.
That's right. That's right. Just call me Adam Schefter over here. All right. We're going to take a look at left side swamp. We are looking for some swords. We need 2 of them to finish the game, and we're looking for bombos. There's a small key to Thieves Town, which is now fully clearable and in logic. It is a pendant, so no rush to get there. And $5. All right, Drac with his 3rd crystal and is now going to pick up his mirror, which is good. He has a choice of Harmless Hellway or Big Key Chest. I think you do Harmless Hellway since you're already back here and just full clear the back. So that's also another check that Ravis is never, ever going to do. So if you're Megawatt and Jet, or how much are you sweating? Because no, excuse me, if you're 2C and Kermit, how much are you sweating? Because Ravis has got the lead, right? He's ahead in crystals, he's done some more things, but that GT big key's over at Catfish. Like, I know 2C was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, I mean, well,
you sweating?
Ravis has quite a lead from a crystal perspective, so he could still clear the basement and be okay. It's a question of, like, assuming it plays out the way we're talking, what does Ravis do right after GT?
Yeah.
Catfish isn't terrible. It's just like, does he clear Thieves Town first? Now he can fully clear Thieves Town. He still doesn't have any swords or any medallions, so that could be the next play. Like, how many options is he going to have after GT? And will they be dense enough to pull him away from something like Catfish? You know, with the flute, Catfish isn't terrible, but it still sucks.
Yeah, it's still just
you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Being by itself, you're more likely to isolate that versus hopping into a dungeon that might have a few checks in it.
Still no sword in swamp, so if the mutants live, it's gonna be on the boss. And I think it looks like Drac's gonna be joining Ravis here in swamp.
So does Drac skip left side? I don't.
He's got to be feeling. He's got to be feeling a little bit behind, right?
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, like he's last located his glove behind that hook shot. He last located, or close to last locating his mirror now. Like, he's probably thinking the only thing I've got in my back pocket is that GT big, but Ravis very easily could have gotten that at any time.
Yeah. All right, the fun swordless,
yeah,
swordless Argus fight here for Ravis.
Yeah. By the way, chat bringing up a good point. Like, with still no swords, those silvers they're certainly seem like they're gonna come into play.
Oh yeah, but it feels like all 4 swords are just gonna be like in Stalfos ring with GT or something. I mean, I obviously can't because we need a sword for Meyer, but and Skullwoods, but it just feels like the rest of them are gonna be all lumped together. Nicely done with the ice rod there. It's a heart piece, so no sword, no memes today. Swamp memes, at least.
There were no swords in swamp. There were no pod keys in pod. What's happening today? It is starting to feel like TR, aside from Thieves. Like,
yeah, TR is probably.
He's got 4 keys now. Well, he doesn't have the cane yet, so he would have to go there just for.
Yeah, you're right.
Laser bridge, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think these sounds reasonable.
Yeah, in this mode, I think what makes Thieves Town extra reasonable is you can just you're literally fluting right there.
Yeah.
All right, we are skipping left side, by the way, for Drac, so we're catching up a little bit.
Thieves Town, what was the Thieves Small? What was it? What was on that? Yeah, Thieves Town Small Key was over there, so.
Was that an ice? Or was that?
That was the left side small, right?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, skipping left side is gonna save quite a bit of time. Sword's gotta be next, right? We gotta find a sword next. So if you're Pittsburgh, do you re-sign Russ? Do you bring Russ back to reunite with DK, or do you sign Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Those options both sound.
I mean, what other options do you have if you're the Steelers?
Draft a quarterback.
In here.
Gotta draft a quarterback.
Zach Wilson, maybe.
So Vikings are pretty confident then in JJ, huh?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a little surprising.
That's a lot of money though. And he was awful on the end of the season. Oh,
that's bad. All right, so we have 2 really bad situations for both runners. Which one's worse? I think it's worse for Drac.
He's got to jump right back in, but I don't know if he does. I guess the saving grace for him is that, well, he could do all of TR. Never mind. He's got 4 keys. He's got the mirror. He can do everything.
So the sweat has switched from 2C and Kermit to Jet and Megawatt.
Yeah, no big key for TR, but it's still, 10 checks? Like, that's way overweighs doing anything in left side.
Bombos was found in the big chest of Thieves Town, which is required for Meyer. Looks like Turok is the answer for Drac here. Ravis having a tough time here with Hammer Blind, but finishes that with Canberra. It's rewarded with the bottle. Don't need that. We don't know what's on the pedestal.
What kind of odds would you have put on Hammer Blind at 1:10? Pendant Hammer Blind.
Yeah, I don't know. Not
an hour 10.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, it looks like Ravis is going to be joining Drac here in Turtle Rock. We do have that Hera big key out there that's available to check. No one's going to rush that when you've got all of Turtle Rock you can do. The problem with Ravis still doesn't have Samaria, so you can only do Laser Bridge. It's his only in the big chest. Nope, we don't have. So you could do Laser Bridge. He could do vanilla big key chest. You do.
Yeah, he can mirror to do that. You're right. So that and then chain chomps.
You change. Available. And there's another GT key. So, chat, we're just looking for swords at this point. That first sword is huge because it gets us Mire and our finishes our crystals with both Skullwoods and Mire, since we know where Bombos is. Now, the big questions for our two runners. Ravis needs to go to Catfish to get his GT big. That's not great. There's our sword. There we go. But Drac needs to do left side swamp to get his Thieves Town small key to get Bombos for Mire, which I think might be worse. The thing is that locks him out of GT, right? So
I think it'd be one thing if Drac and Ravis were at parity. But Drac has, he still has a few minutes to get, up to where Ravis is at in terms of crystal count and stuff.
But okay, Moogle, Ravis can't get that sword.
Well, yeah.
He needs Samaria or the big Turtle Rock big key. The Turtle Rock big key could be GT for all we know.
I mean, he's starting to run out of things to do too. When is he doing back of skull? Because he's got the big key and he has the bridge chest, right?
Getting to the back of skull is not that big of a deal, right? With the mirror, go check Ped, do the back of skull.
I suppose it just, he's at the point there now where he's got like so many one-offs that it's just. What does he choose to do first? This might actually be better for him to go to Catfish. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Or what could save him is the big key on. Wait, no, we just saw.
There's the big key to ice.
I was gonna say the big key to Turtle Rock would get him over to that sword, but Drac has done this stuff. What if something's an ice big chest, like another sword?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, the swords could still be terrible, right? Like,
yeah,
that's totally a thing. All right, I got 2 more checks here in Turtle Rock, and then what do we start doing? Hera, Heart Piece, small key to Pod, maybe. Ooh, Arrow Castle. That's nothing.
Where are all our pod keys? Are they just sitting in Mire?
Mire, maybe? Yeah. So the seed wants you to go to the back of Turtle Rock to get the sword. Excuse me, the back of Skullwoods to get the sword to beat Turtle Rock. Gosh, I'm confusing myself. The seed wants you to go to the back of Skullwoods to get the sword out of Turtle Rock to beat Skullwoods.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. So this is what, upper and lower Hera?
Yeah.
I don't think we saw either of those chests.
Yep.
So we can check the tablet while we're here. Yeah, okay. A sword, come on.
I honestly have no idea who's in the worst situation right now. Just a map.
I still think it's Drac. Yeah.
I know, but Ravis, unless another sword shows up in Hera, has got to go to Skullwoods and then back to Turtle Rock to get.
But
I mean,
Drac is gonna do Thieves Town before he goes back to left side.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Zelga is saying the same thing. Like it's, yeah. So he's gonna clear ice. I'm surprised that he didn't do it actually. That he's doing this instead. Maybe he feels like this is an out, but
yeah,
like he can fully clear ice now. And then yeah, he's gonna be down to what? Skullwoods, Thieves, and then Swamp again. So he'll clear Skullwoods because it's another crystal and he can finish it, and then what? Like you're probably doing Thieves because you can just flute right there.
yeah. We got Smith Chain now that we've got Mirror, by the way. All I know, Google, is I'm so glad I'm not playing this mode this week.
Why? It seems all right.
This has been awful, man. This has been awful. Not for us. Not for.
It's been great for
not
viewers.
For yeah. But to actually play this, ugh. I missed it. Was nothing? I imagine. No sword.
It was not a sword.
All right, Drag's going to ice now, right?
I hope so. Yeah. He's not even getting blue goo. He's like, screw it. We don't need a blue goo. The big key and a small key now makes it super fast. He doesn't have to hit a switch or anything.
Yeah, and it gets him that extra check.
Oh, Ravis finally going for old man. Doing it the OP way too with the mirror.
Oh, I feel exhausted, and I'm just watching.
Well, we've had all kinds of NFL breaking news too. Like, it's been a busy afternoon for you.
I know, and I've had no time to actually react to the Sam Darnold signing. Like, I haven't really processed it yet fully.
What's Ravis doing now? Is this Spike Cave?
Yeah, it's probably Spike Cave. He's looking for a.
Yeah. He does have a red goo, I think, so he's got no issues with that blue cane too.
All right, big chest. What do you got?
A sword.
Oh man.
So,
Okay, so where are we going?
I actually have no idea if you're Ravis, what he's doing. I was hoping he would have.
Has he been to the castle? He's been to the castle, from the castle, right?
No. Maybe this is a red bomb. No, that's in Skullwoods. Never mind. Yeah, castle, I guess. Oh, that pendulum is swinging back, Fear.
Yeah, I mean,
big time. I'm actually starting to feel like this is Drax Race to lose right now.
I don't know, but like,
even though he's gonna double dip Thieves Town.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a couple minutes, and like you said, Ravis still has to go to Skullwoods, and then back to Turtle Rock, and then back to Skullwoods.
At this point, the other swords are like Meyer, GT, right? Like, does Ravis go back to Pod? No, that's
for silvers.
Yeah.
With the fourth key, like, I think he that Stalfos check is his, like, if it's there, I lost.
Yeah.
So I'm actually a little surprised he did the old man, because that was a similar type of feeling where my opponent could have done that so early. Like, if it's there, I lost.
So we're actually tied on crystals now. And Drac is actually going to take the lead here now that he's in Skull Woods, going to pick up his 6th crystal. Skull Woods big chest. I mean, at this point, we're just looking for swords. We know where everything else is. Ravis needs to get to the back of Skull Woods to get Samaria. He needs to get the catfish. Then he needs to get back up to Turtle Rock to get that sword so that he can be in go mode. Drac needs to go to Left Side Swamp to get the Thieves Town Small so he can get Bombos to get into Mire, and that'll be his go mode. Who's in a worse position? I don't know, man. I don't know. The Jets are in the worst position.
Yeah, actually, that
much
might
money
be a good one. Yeah,
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to like Justin Fields, but to me he's proven nothing in his entire tenure.
Sounds about right.
We are going to get a new check.
That was the shovel, right? I missed it on Raven's side, but I'm pretty sure that was the
yeah.
So he's going to sink some time into that too. Hammer Moth at the 80-minute mark. I love it.
This is not a swordless mode. I bet Ravis actually wishing it was swordless. Is this another pod key? No, that's the Castle Tower key, which is completely garbage here.
All right, so is it a loot to 3?
Okay, so I'm just thinking for Drac, right?
Ooh, flute to 4.
Is this 5, 6 crystals? Yeah. This is the big bomb. So at some point he's gonna choose.
All right, so this is red bomb. Raven's going to do that shovel check.
Can you do that faster than Ravis getting to Skull Woods back to Turtle Rock?
I think so. If you're Ravis, like, I guess how do you route Turtle Rock number 1? He would have to route it through Laser Bridge, which he's already checked to get that sword quickly. And then do you stay in Turtle Rock after you get the sword? You probably just...
Well, once he hits... No, because he's in go mode, right? No, because
he's not,
the GT Big.
And another sword.
Gosh. I know, but the other sword, I think you would just bank on being in GT, right?
Yeah,
I feel like once you hit...
If you're doing that, it's the same with the big key then.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough.
This is wild. All right, so this is a... this is so painful having to route this way on Drek's side. Like, he's going to be doing the same thing. He's going to get Smith and then Mirror at Thieves Town, probably.
Mm.
So this is just Smith. You can't do... No, you can do purple chest here. Never mind, because you can Mirror.
Yeah.
Just realized.
Hammer Pig.
It's been a long time since I played this mode.
Yeah, the only Mitts locked location, like actually Mitts, is logically is Kingstown. We can actually get to that without the Mitts if you know how to do the little Tomb Raider thing. Oh, and Ravis can't do hammer dashes because they have a sword. A sword showing up here would be huge for Ravis. I mean, he would miss out on that sword in East and Turtle Rock, and he doesn't. He's never getting silvers either. So it's just crazy that the sword is the bottleneck. All right, Purple Chest, you got a sword for us today? Purple Chest is a sword! Oh my gosh, that's huge for Ravens. That's huge. That's exactly what he needed, I think. I mean, that's...
Well, he's not getting that GT big for sure.
He's definitely not getting the GT big. We're still on a clock though, right? So Drax's gonna get his. Drax's gonna be up a sword, and he's gonna be up silvers. Just when can he get to Bombos? It's a ticking clock, right? Ravis is in go mode once he gets to Samaria. Minus the GT big, which is on Catfish. He's going to do sword. All. Yeah, and another sword. Which again is probably at this point somewhere along. I mean, it's got to be in GT at this point. At least one.
I think
so how long does it take how long does it take him to get to Catfish is the question. And that's Drax. Here's Drax in Thievestown with a small key.
Yeah. I feel like in some ways, what it might come down to is how much of Mire is Ravis going to do while he's in there? Because if he fully clears GT, let's say he goes into Mire and he just God Mires it, goes straight to the boss, basically checks like one check or two on the way or something, and then leaves. After he does GT, he's still going to have several checks in Mire, which might be more attractive than doing something like Catfish. And as he's in Mire, he's thinking it's a GT. He's in GT mode. Let's go. Drax probably in the same situation where if he skipped anything, it was Mire. Now, if he does a few checks in Mire on the way, then keeps him out of there later on, probably. But this is still tough.
This is nuts. This is nuts.
Because Drax, I don't know what he has left. It can't be much. He's got to be going to Swamp right after this, I think.
He's got at least one check in Pod, I think. He's only got 4 keys, so he can't do all of the checks. We've cleared Eastern. We've done all of Desert that we can. Harris will cleared. Left side Swamp. Skullwoods will be done. He did all of Ice. He can't get into Mire. He's in Turtle Rock. And then Overworld, I can't think of much. So crystal number 6 for Ravis, and he's going to make his way over to Misery Mire for crystal number 7. If you're Ravis, do you just go mode? Do you open like spike chest, bridge chest, boss?
That's the thing. Like, how much is he gonna do? I think it's those 3 and that's it. So after GT, he's gonna feel like he still has some reasons to come back here, you know.
All right, so what's next for Drax? If he goes to the left side Swamp now, and
he's
then
got to be in the lead.
And then goes back immediately to Thievestown, he's definitely in the lead. I just don't know what else he has left. So we'll see where he goes. This is 4. Okay, Ravis did do the big chest as well.
I don't know if Drac has anything left outside Swamp, to be honest. He just did all the Smith Chain. Desert, he can't do anything else. He can't do anything else in TR.
Yeah, looks like Left Side Swamp. So I think Drac is ahead. Because Ravis is going to spend all that time in GT. Drac will be in go mode once he gets bombos. He doesn't need the other sword. What a crazy series of events.
Yeah. I have a question. Is with Inverted, the way it works is he can just immediately, oh no, he doesn't have the big key, never mind, because he can climb and then like he gets placed right in front of GT anyway, right? But that doesn't matter because he doesn't have the big key. So scrap that idea. I need a drink after this, Fear.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like this is gonna be a slow fight for Ravis with no silvers. It's gonna be a slow Ice Armos and GT. Like slow.
Yeah, I think Drac has a pretty big lead, right?
I think so too.
He's got cape, so he could do spins if he wants. He's only got 12 arrows.
He's gonna use hammer and then refill his potion, like his life. Yeah.
Smart. That's smart. Yeah, that's good.
No, he should refill like now.
Yeah, don't die. Do not die, Ravis. Does he not have a potion? He's got fairy. He's got fairy. Never mind. Okay, yeah. They got one from Thieves Town. Drac's gotta be like, you gotta be kidding me. Thieves Town small. I was just there, and I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Back to Thieves Town. All right, so Drac is 90 seconds away from go mode, right?
Yeah. Maybe a little less, but yeah.
And Ravis needs the GT big from Catfish. So
and a sword.
So he's gonna go immediately to GT. He's gonna full clear it. That's longer than it takes for Drac to get bombos and do Meyer. So yeah, unfortunate for Ravis. I feel like he, for the most part, routed it really well, but not being thorough in the beginning, Samaria, right? That was the big, or is it just Catfish? Is it just skipping out on Catfish is what's causing it, right?
Samaria too, like, if he had Samaria, he would have gotten his sword earlier. I mean, Catfish is the big one, obviously, but
yeah. All right, he'll probably do Pyramid Fairy before he does Catfish too. So
I think he did that already. Did he?
No,
he didn't. You're right.
Drac did. So Drac's in go mode at 133.48. Needs to go clear Meyer. You cannot feel good about that though, right? Like you just double dip Swamp, double dip Thieves Town, hard last location, the bombos.
He's like gotten close to last locating 3 times.
Yeah. This almost feels like punishment. Like the seed was like punishment for something that they did.
These are the seeds that drive you to retire.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, oh, I'm gonna get back into rando. Let's put on some inverted. I really like inverted.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, you know what? You should probably just stay retired because this is awful.
Totally. Alright, gets a blue goose for his troubles. Looking for a sword. No whammies, no whammies. Give me a sword. But again, at this point, Ravis is just too far behind.
Yeah.
Jack's just going to open up the stuff along the way just in case he does get another sword here.
I think he should skip this chest here.
Yeah.
It's like too much time. I've wasted enough of it already. But we're going to do it.
Still no sword in GT. The other two swords just left side mire.
Yeah, probably.
Try next.
We've exhausted like every option. Yeah.
Yeah. Single arrow.
I love that cape strap from Ravis, by the way. Just
yeah, that was nice. The mitts. You can do kicks too. All right, the silvers. This fight's gonna be no problem for drag. Also, something that Ravis ended up skipping.
Do the mitts make it easier to get the catfish?
I don't know how they would change.
Because you can flute to 8 and hop into Ice Palace. Like you can open up the Ice Palace rock and then just like mirror right.
Oh yeah, I see.
I don't know if that's faster than fluting to 2, but
still no sword.
I don't know if it's faster or not, but yeah, we'll climb away, I guess.
Yep, Drac heading into the portal here at flute spot 4. Just swamp, and then we'll start climbing. There's a sword. All right, so Ravis now needs to immediately go to Catfish. He's gonna do Tower Room. Oh boy, yeah. I don't even smoke, but I feel like I need a cigarette after this.
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say a nap.
It beat me up.
This was awful.
Yeah. You know what I kind of regret?
Not playing this week?
No, not at all. I'm super glad I'm not playing this week. It's all those times that I kept talking about how trash Sam Darnold was during. Oh, there's a big Keats desert. Oh no. How much trash I was talking about Sam Darnold being just a one and done. You're good because Justin Jefferson sort of years because now he's my quarterback.
You guys got a good receiver still though. JSN is really good.
A good receiver.
Well, just like the Vikings, right?
Yeah. Well, they had Addison too.
DK was hurt. Like, I don't know. He's always seems hurt. He's great, but
no, he was not. I'm glad. I'm never glad that he's gone because I like having DK on my team. But I don't think he's worth what the Steelers paid for him. It's the same thing with Geno. I really like Geno. I like having Gene on my team, despite him throwing those interceptions in the end zone or in the red zone like constantly. But I don't want to pay $40 million for him, so.
No.
All right, so Drac on his way, not feeling good. I know if he watches the race room, I don't know if he has it up, but if he does, you're just constantly looking over like, when is the finish coming, right? Like,
yep.
Oh, another big key to Swamp Palace. Oh, that's rude. The tile room big key to desert gives us a swamp big key, so there's another option for Ravis. Oh no.
I know it's customary to invite the runners into here for an interview, but Ravis might swear a few times.
I mean, this is where you wish that we had the 10-minute delay still in effect, so you can like at least calm down.
Cool down.
Yeah, we're gonna. If he comes in and June's, which Ravis does, you know, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he'll be professional about it. I'm kidding.
But yeah, I'd be super pissed, and I'm sorry to Speed Gaming, but some F-bombs might be coming. You have a live bleeper that we could use? So we still have one sword left out there. Does Drac open up the last 4 checks here? You got to, right? Because Tempered is so much faster than
he's thinking Raven's going to finish in a minute anyway, so why not? Got a fluff. Somehow we don't have all the hearts either.
Yeah. There it is! 2 swords in GT.
Samaria locked. All them Samaria locked swords.
Yeah.
So that would have been really interesting if Purple Chest didn't have one. Because it's when do you climb? Like, how does that... I guess I get... So let me ask that again. I didn't catch chat last time, but basically it puts you right back in front of GT. So it incentivizes you to climb right away if you have the big key, because then you could just mirror and hop right back in to the basement.
It gets double. Rare's gonna turn in the green pendant. I think that might have been a double there.
Sir.
All right. It's always funny when you go most of the seed without a sword and then you get all of them at the end. Here we get a fight Ganon. All of a sudden became a lot easier with the tempered sword, and he's got silver, so. All right, Jack gonna fall down to Ganon. You got 12 hits or some spins for the first few rounds. And he gets to pop in some silver arrows and call it a day. And this will give them 3 more points and tie them up with Team Hime. Interestingly enough, though, they're not in the same division.
Oh, this is a cross-division race.
This is a cross-division race. Yeah, the Drifters are in the Kakariko division. Team Hime in the Lost Woods division. Team Hime 5-1 up to this point, and the Drifters 4-2. So. They're just going to look for the GT Big and Turtle Rock, and Drac is just 4 arrows away now from securing his victory. There's 1. Can he get a 2? He does. Nice torch. Here's going to be number 3. Gets a double there. Get your GGs in chat for Dracaris and Phendrana Drifters, or Drac and the Phendrana Drifters. And as they get ready to add 3 points, despite last locationing several items throughout this race. See if either of them want to come in here.
I think they need a nap first.
Yeah.
Like, can we do this interview in like 10 minutes? I just need a quick little nap because of catfish.
All right, so Ravis hasn't officially forfeited yet, but it looks like his stream is offline. So I'm going to say that's a forfeit.
And he does know where an item is now, so I think you kind of have to. Officially.
Officially, yeah. This is one of those situations where it's like, do I ask him if he wants to interview? Because
no. Well, he's here.
I do feel bad. Okay. Ravis is joining us. Let's see if Jack's going to join us. Okay, Drac is going to join us. Ravis in the setup room. See if he went. I don't want to pull him up. We'll give him time to cool down a little bit. That's always tough.
Yeah, this certainly was a seed.
Bears, feeling good about Bears offseason so far? Upgrading their offensive line?
Yeah, I was going to say they made some line moves, which is good.
That's what the Seahawks really need to do.
Problem.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if we have Sam Darnold or Joe Montana. You can't block for him, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So. You think our young Twitch chat knows about Joe Montana?
Joe Montana? Who's that? All right, so Jack joining the setup room. It looks like we'll let them chat a little bit before they jump up here.
Should remind Ravis to forfeit.
Oh yeah. And we are joined by our two runners, Drac and Ravis. GG's, guys. That was that's a tough one. Ravis, I do want to remind you, you're gonna need to forfeit in the race room.
Oh yeah. GG's.
This is a tough one. I mean, for both runners, things I don't even know where to start. Just I guess let it out.
Oh, this was a really rough one from start to finish, to be honest. Like the early dip into Ice Palace for the required hookshot to even get your Light World access, the super late swords, then me getting super giga punished for skipping left side swamp. I don't know, man. There's so many things that went wrong in this scene.
Yeah, were you surprised that you won, honestly, because of how many items you last located, including the glove?
Absolutely. Yeah. But then he just told me that he skipped the GT Big Key.
Yeah.
I realized makes sense. Yeah. I guess you clear out all of GT then.
Yeah.
And all of Meyer, which I also skipped because Bombos was my go mode.
Ravis, I mean, things went pretty well for you. I mean, that sword location and Samaria ended up costing a bit of time, but really it was just never kind of going to Catfish. I don't know, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically lost from the start, like a Catfish. I don't know when I go there ever.
Yeah,
there was never a reason to go there for me.
Yeah, like if you had the mirror when you did the water checks, you know, that's usually a good time to do Catfish. But with as much as you had, you had a really, and you probably don't want to hear this, but when you watch back, you'll see you had a pretty good lead going into the light world, and you got to the mirror first, and things kind of kept going your way. You skipped Samaria, which Drac got really early, which led to his first sword, which was a sword that you never got. So your first sword was purple chest, but
yeah, after 1 hour and 25 minutes.
yeah, that's rough. And but honestly, none of that mattered because you just if catfish is not checked, then you know.
The crazy thing about this is you go tile room against your will. You get a biggie, it's desert. You
I
go to
know.
Desert,
Yep.
desert
You get the
big
other
chest.
biggie. Yeah.
And swamp big kick. Sorry for
Yep.
that word, but like
We knew
and
it was
then you
coming. We knew it.
TR and you get ice big. It's like, what is this even?
Yep.
Like, what is
Yeah.
this? Why is this happening? Like,
Yeah.
stop! I'm gonna
You got-
forfeit before your Drac is done. What is happening?
Yeah, Giga punished for sure. Understandably, this is one of the seeds where Moogle and I both felt pretty exhausted just watching you guys play the seed. It's rough. It's one that makes you go, why do I play this game? And maybe retirement is a little bit better. So this is on both sides. I mean, I know Drac, you got the win, and that's big, but you never feel good about any of that stuff that happens. So
Yeah, I also took a couple deaths early on, like bad deaths. Like I died with the old man in his dark room because I couldn't find the exit, and that's why I felt really bad from the get-go, basically.
I had my fun with Scarwood's Bicky chest a little bit.
yeah,
Multiple
yeah.
things happened, and I don't know. It's not my fault at all. I feel like
No, we talked about how unlucky like some of those shots.
like
that
fire
you
out
made
shots going
missed.
through the mummy
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
Yep.
it's Jover.
Fortunately for both teams, I guess it's just one game of 14 for the regular season, and you guys are both in really good spots as we kind of hit that halfway point. I know it's hard to assess after a race like this, but how you feeling about your season so far?
Feeling pretty good so far, actually. I think if we continue like this, we should have no problem making playoffs at least.
The league luck is returning to me once again, so I'm kind of scared from what is going to happen from here on.
Oh man, and all this stuff we covered in the race. So if you watch back, you'll hear us talk about some of your luck, Ravis. It's just a great runner, but sometimes luck just does not go your way in some really, really bad ways. But
Like, don't get me wrong, like, Drac is a fantastic runner, like, absolutely no problem losing here. It's just like that GT Bicky, I'm not gonna see that ever.
Yeah, you just last location harder in the seat than I did. Because
Yeah.
I just last location GT mode and not GT big key.
yes, it was really interesting because of the both of you had information that the other one had. We were in no mode for quite a while, but it was just like who last locates faster, and the fact that GT was open for Ravis was the worst possible thing for him.
Yeah, I think what looked like to be the decider was the fact that Drac had done pod early on before the ice dip, so he last located basically that hook shot. So pod wasn't as big of an incentive for him, so he started doing these like random one-offs or like fairly bad checks before going back to pod with just 3 keys. So that's
Yeah,
how
the
he
pod
ended up
keys were
getting-
also very bad in general. Like,
yeah, they were awful. Yeah.
I think I still found only 4. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
by the
even know
way-
where they are.
By the way, with pod Ravis, the one check that you missed was silvers.
Yeah, I heard that already. I got that in the team chat immediately after I lost.
It was
You
awful.
skip 3, like not really skipping. Like, I don't know, going to the back of
Yeah.
Scoutwoods without a sword is like, come on, just give me a sword. And then it's like, okay, that is a Cane of Samaria that I would have liked to have. And then it's that catfish that I never go there. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the moment I touched something, or rather I didn't touch, it was something. But it is
Yeah.
what it is now.
Yeah, shake it off. I mean, you guys, both teams are in a
Ivan
great
too, right?
position. Yeah, so I have high expectations, as I always do for Team Hime Ravis. Like, I expect a lot from you guys. Maybe unfairly, but you guys are really strong runners, and I'm always rooting for you. And of course, the Drifters are former champions and just really good runners too. So exciting, and we're glad that you guys did this race, and then we were able to do some commentary. Moogle, you got any other questions for these guys?
No, I don't. I think we covered everything. GG's, guys. You guys put on a hell of a race. It was fantastic being able to commentate. And as Fear and I were talking before, I think we need a nap. We need a smoke. I'm sure you guys need a lot more than that.
Yep.
I'll leave the floor to either of the runners. Any other thoughts or anything you want to add before we head out of here?
Well, as always, thanks for the commentary, thanks for the tracking, thanks for restreaming us on SpeedGaming. And yeah, thanks for watching, I guess.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. And GG's once again to Drake, and good luck further, except for Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm not playing on Thursday.
All right, that's going to do it. Again, shout outs to our runners, Drac and Ravis, Team Hime and Phendrana Drifters. Just excellent runners, excellent people, and glad we were able to do this. Shout outs to Pichu for doing the tracking and keeping us online and in line with a lot of the inverted stuff. We really appreciate all the work that she's done. Moogle, I was glad to always glad to do comms for you, especially on this NFL free agency day, breaking the news. So let's see if there's any other races. We've got another race tonight. Oh, I should know this. It's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern between Andy and Jammo here on SpeedGaming. So you might want to watch that one. It's my team against the Pugs. And then this was just the first game of the week for Influ Keys. So if you enjoy Influ Keys, this is your week. Lots of races coming up. So stay tuned to the SpeedGaming channels and the league channels, and we'll have lots of open and invitational races for you. Moogle, I'll let you close us out.
Yeah, thanks again for everyone for joining. Please stay tuned, like Fear said, for the matches later this week and for later tonight. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and bid everyone adieu, and everyone have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're located in the world. See you guys.
Smoke them if you got them.